Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Pro fans, tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast, where the fans of the pros go back at you with another one of my boys, Vlad and Barry. What's good, fellas?
What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We're here, ready to go for another episode of Pro Fan Sports Podcast. I'm excited as always to be here and looking forward to it. And so let's get it, fellas. We are on to episode 70, the big 7-0. Already, we've hit 70.
70 episodes. That's crazy.
I know it
That's
is.
a lot,
That's
man.
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a lot of work, lot of shows.
it's a lot for us, but and consistent too. So episode 70, we ain't done this in a while, but I looked up a number, 70, Adam Butler from the Patriots. So that's the 170 I saw.
Wow, we haven't done this in a while.
We haven't done this in a while, man.
I know it's been a hot minute, for real. I know it kind of rusty because we used to be having guests the last couple months, and now we having a thought of any. I think one comes to mind for me, and that's Logan Mankins, if you guys remember him.
Oh yeah. How can you forget Logan Mankins, man? Patriots, man.
No, for real, can't. That dude was a beast, man.
Then he played like a whole season
with
a torn knee or something like that.
Yes, he did. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nah, he was an Iron Man. Well, episode 70, man, and as always, we're on social media. Please follow us. We're on Instagram, ProFans_sports, and everything else is at ProFanSports. So make sure you're doing that. And make sure you're also subscribing to this channel. That's the best way you can support the channel. It puts us in a better position for other people to see it when you like the videos, comment, and we're on to the show, man. So the last month and a half, we've been doing like crazy interviews every single week, right?
Yeah.
Like it's been different,
Thanks to Barry. Barry's been the man on getting us some key interviews with his connections from the Garden. So it's been awesome.
I think it's funny.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it, Vlad.
At the end of the episodes, they're like, "Yeah, hope to see you again, Barry." I'm like, "The fuck?" Like,
I know, for real.
Where are you seeing Barry at?
The Guardians for next Celtics season, right? But when they open it up, right?
I think three dudes said that.
You gonna see him again? Like, did you seen him before? Like, what?
I'm like, wait, you gonna see Barry again? I think Jared White said it. Josue Pavone said it. One more person said. Did Jay King say it too?
I think so too.
Jared said it too. Oh yeah, Jay King said it. Yeah.
Jay King, Jared, and Josue.
Yeah.
Three big dudes, three big names in the Boston sports media, man.
Yes.
And they was able to come on Pro Fan Sports Podcast. So
and
they're watching.
Jay King, when he reposted a video, and he was like,
he had fun.
He had fun on my boy's Barry's podcast. And
on Barry's podcast, I was
like, yo. I saw that too.
It's very different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, Barry's low key famous. He was in the Turks and Caicos. We got guys retweeting him. Like, this dude, he doing everything, man. That's what's up though, Barry. It's been.
I appreciate it, man. Just trying to live up that B Money lifestyle to the fullest. What can I say? I'm just, blessed and fortunate to, know who I know and, the people that I do know and connections that I do have, been able to take advantage of, them and, put them to good use. And, unfortunately, they've been able to, most of them pull up to, Pro Fan Sports Podcast, which is, definitely greatly appreciated. So definitely want to just give a big shout out to all the big guests that we've had on Pro Fan Sports Podcast. And, thanks for coming on the show and giving us your time and letting us interview you and, and talking sports with us and, and being a good, interview for us. We've certainly enjoyed it, as well as, the listeners have. I know a lot of people have, gotten to me saying that, they really liked and enjoyed listening to all these guest interviews that we've had, recently, within the past couple months. So thank you so much for, coming on the show. And just want to also give a big birthday shout out to one of our guests that has come on, Max Letterman. It's actually his birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Max Letterman, yo. What was he?
Yeah, he was
NBC
one of my
10, I think?
favorites. I like Max.
Yeah.
Max was cool.
So who we had so far? We had Joe Murray. We've had Max Letterman. We've had Jay King, Jared Weiss, Mike Lynch, Josue Pavone,
Tim McCone.
I feel like Tim McCone. Is that it we've had so far? Am missing anybody?
We had NBA Buzz. Mikey, can't forget
NBA
Mikey
Buzz.
NBA
Bro.
Buzz. Right.
I feel that was low key like underrated, man. We had Mikey Domagalo on the show, man. You know what I mean? And that dude, he sent us shirts, for each of us. You know what I mean? So shout out to him.
That's awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mikey.
None of these people have to come on our platform. You know what I'm saying? Because they're actually out there, writing for the Athletics. Writing for the Herald. They're, CLNS. Like, they're everywhere, man. And for them to come on here, it's been dope. But which one? I mean, I heard you say Max was one of your favorites, but which interview so far did you guys enjoy? And you thought the guest was really good. Well, I feel like all the guests were really good.
Yeah,
for sure.
I enjoy all of them. I mean, it was a pleasure interviewing all those guys. All those guys gave us more information than we could have gotten ourselves from anybody. Those guys are connected. They're talking to guys on the team. I mean, we've mostly been doing Celtics podcasts, so
yeah, man.
But I mean, my favorite was definitely Joe Murray. He was just straight down to earth, just talking about everything, and he was giving free game about how to make it into this industry, and I feel as though he was just honest and straightforward. Like I feel as though I can just sit down and kick it with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was definitely one of us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
he was just a regular guy, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about barbecue places in Boston and stuff. I'm like, this guy.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. But honestly, I mean, just like you guys were saying, I want to thank all the guests that we had, all the fans, all of our fans, all of our listeners that listened or watched us. I want to thank all of them. Our video has been getting a lot of views lately. Anybody that watched, want to thank all of them. Keep watching, keep sharing.
Shout outs, man.
Just appreciate the love, appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
For sure. No doubt, man. I absolutely couldn't agree with that more. Certainly, we definitely appreciate all our fans and supporters, and everybody that has been, has been listening to us, from day one since we started this podcast. So, my personal favorite guest so far, I know it's a tough choice. We've had a lot of really good, guests and really good interviews, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Mike Lynch episode.
Mike Lynch had crazy stories, man.
Personal favorite.
That's true.
One, and the one that really meant the most, to me, out of all. Not even though they all meant a lot, but that was the one that I'd say is definitely my favorite on the top of my list for sure. So that was a phenomenal interview. That was so surreal that we got to interview Boston broadcasting and reporting, sports reporting legend like him. Like he's been doing it for 40 years. Like I would have never thought.
Man.
I would have never thought doing this podcast, with you guys for the last year and a half or so, or over a year, that we'd be able to have guests and interview guys like Mike Lynch and have them come on the podcast. So for him to come on, meant everything to me, meant the world, and and was definitely much appreciated. So that, and just the insight that he had and the people that he knew and the stories that he told were just on another level. Like it was just unbelievable. It blew me away, to say the least.
Even my friends,
I felt like a little kid. It felt like Christmas.
Even my friends that don't watch sports, when they saw Mike Lynch, they were like, "Oh, I've seen that guy on Channel 5 before." Like that was pretty big interview, and not only that it was big, but Mike, like you said, Mike had some unbelievable stories. Stories about what is that guy, Steve Ballmer?
Steve Ballmer,
Yo, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates story.
You know who that guy was? Bill Gates. I was like, what?
That was like he knew Bill Gates. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was crazy. Unbelievable.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, all these people, man, have been pretty amazing to come on the show, dude. You know what I mean? Knowing where they are now and what they've been doing in the city, you know what I'm saying? It just goes to show you, whoever's trying to do podcasts, is like if you're consistent and clearly you know what the hell you're talking about, the people are gonna see you out there. And I'm glad those guys are able to see us and shout us out and retweet our stuff. Like like you said, Barry, when we first started this, I didn't think it was going to go this direction, but it's what it's going, and we're going to have more. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We plan to have a lot more guests for you guys.
I
mean, for me, I definitely got a couple of those, my favorites. I really like Josue Pavone, coming on. He was just like one of us, too. You know what I'm saying? And since then, we're like friends on Facebook. He like follows me on stuff. It's like, yo, some of these guys, they're like really, personal. You know what I'm saying? Like they, you reach out to them, you talk to them, and they'll reach out back. You know what I mean? And telling us the stories about Perk and the background and stuff like that. It was a pretty good interview, and I really like Mikey Magala for coming on as well. That's definitely one of my favorites right there. That was a little while ago, but it's still up there as one of the best one, because he even shouted us out on both his platforms, which was huge. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely. And shout out to you for you're the one that was able to make that happen, and and bring him on the podcast. So definitely big shout out to you, John, for being able to set that up and make that happen.
And
man, it was crazy.
All those interviews are on our page or on our YouTube page. So if you didn't catch any of them, or if you hear us talk about a story that you want to hear, you can just go back and catch them. You know what I mean? Those were really
subscribe. That's why you need to subscribe, so you can keep up with what's going on here, man.
Exactly. Got to subscribe to the page. Absolutely.
Hey, if you're listening right now, go subscribe, because I know
definitely.
majority of the people that actually listen to our podcast have not subscribed. And somebody asked me the other day. Somebody asked me, I'm like, yo, can you subscribe to my page? They're like, does it cost money? I'm like, no, this isn't Netflix, bro. This is YouTube. Right. Like it's free. There's nothing that comes up. You know what I mean? Like,
and it will help us. It would help us greatly. Like if you want us to prosper,
tremendously. Yes.
If you want us to grow bigger, make tremendous progress. Like, please subscribe.
Like we have been making. If you want to see us continue to do that moving forward, then hit that subscribe button, hit that bell on the side, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and so you can keep up on the latest episodes that come out and the latest guests that we're gonna have coming on, because we got plenty of more big time guests like we've been having lately coming on pretty soon in the near future. So stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed so you can keep up with, which guest is coming on which week. And we're going to have some more football guests with, football season soon be approaching and training camp coming around the corner. So that's, what I'm looking to do, next, because we've had, a lot of basketball guys, come on, the podcast and stuff since, it has been basketball season, and with the NBA playoffs going on now the finals, definitely makes sense to have them on. But now as we're approaching football season, now it's time to, to have those guys, it's now their turn, and have those guys come on and give us some football insight and, and talk some Patriots and NFL with us. So I'm definitely excited and looking forward to that.
Next thing you know, we'll have Stephen A. Smith screaming on here.
Or freaking even Max Kellerman, right. Or
I almost spit on my computer, man. You don't want Kwame Brown on our ass, man. He's
True. If he talks about us, that'd be great, because it'd give us the publicity. It'll get us out there, and we may blow up and become famous, if Kwame Brown, talks about us on his YouTube channel. Yeah. Or even having Uncle Shan on here, Shannon Sharp. That would be dope.
Oh, man. One of these days for sure. We'll surprise
absolutely.
you guys for sure.
Absolutely. It'll happen one day. Definitely.
Which one of us is going to ask him what he was doing at these high schools and colleges? Stephen A. Smith?
I seen that you commented that on one of his posts and stuff, right? On freaking one of his IG freaking posts that he just recently posted. I'm like, damn, John, you really had the audacity to write that on his freaking post, on his page. That's crazy.
I was like, I agree with you, but Stephen A., what the hell were you doing at these high schools and colleges, boy? Shout out to Stephen A., man. We don't want him to start talking about us on ESPN. Do we?
I do, definitely. Oh, yeah. He can talk about us all he wants on ESPN, whether it's on First Take or Stephen A.'s World or whatever show he's on.
So,
man. So, go ahead, Vlad.
I was gonna say, what do you guys been watching the finals, the NBA finals? What's your take, and what's the deal?
Yo, I gotta stick to my pick, right? Like Jay King did. I picked the Suns to win the finals. So I gotta stick with them. But it looks like, man, it's 3-2 Bucks right now, and they won 3 straight. Giannis is he's expanding his profile right now, man. He's had 2 of the best, plays you've seen in the finals in a little while now, since LeBron.
The block, you know what I mean? Dunk.
The block and the dunk, man. And it's PJ Tucker and Drew Holiday, they've been
Drew Holiday made that play though.
Yes, he stripped
definitely.
Like when he threw that alley hoop, I screamed. I was like, I couldn't believe that just happened.
Yo. Yeah, right. I thought he was gonna pull it back out and look to dribble out the clock and make the Suns foul him, so he could go to the free throw line to try to run more time off the clock and stuff. And then I was shocked and appalled when he threw that alley to Giannis, and I was in awe when freaking just Giannis caught it and slammed it and got the and one, and freaking
right in front of LeBron.
I'm playing on full right in front of LeBron, right, and with
was he looking at LeBron after that?
I don't know.
Or was he looking at the crowd?
He might have. I don't know. I don't think he made eye contact with LeBron. He could have possibly. That would have been awesome and dope. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. But no, that was true. Like you said, guys, one of the best plays and most exciting plays, and at least out of the most recent finals that we've seen, without question in a while. This has been one of the best finals to watch. One of the most intriguing, finals that, we've seen in some time, to say the
Yeah, I
least.
mean, I see a lot of people talking about, oh, I haven't watched a game in the finals. It's like, bro, we've had the same shit in the finals for so long. Like,
For
I got
10 years,
tired
right, pretty
of the
much.
same shit in the finals every time. This is like one finals you can be happy for any team that wins this thing. You know what I'm saying? If the Suns win,
Right.
you'll be happy for D Book and CP3. If Giannis wins, you'll be happy for Giannis. You know, now he can say he's his champion like his brother from the Lakers. You know what I mean? I remember when his brother won. When his brother won with the Lakers, Giannis was like putting him on Instagram. It was like, this guy won one championship and he thinks he's the man around here. You know, just like recording his bro. Oh, that's how champs cross the street, huh? You know what I mean? You know, he was. I'd be
remember
happy
that
for
when he
him.
picked him up from the airport. Yeah.
And most amazingly, man, when he hurt his knee, in the Atlanta series, man, I was like, oh man, the Bucks are done. You know, and he's come back and dropped 40
too.
Yeah.
twice? He dropped 40 twice. He dropped over 30
back-to-back
once.
games, he dropped 40, right. And
he
nearly had a triple-double.
Yeah,
had 32 and nearly another triple-double in that game. Yeah, man, I mean, shoot, he's playing, the best basketball that, of his career that we've seen him play to this point. And it's crazy because he's just really in the beginning of his prime. I think this is just the beginning of more great basketball from him to come, with him only being 26, we're getting right in the middle of your prime years of your career, and to already in your first finals, to already see him play exceptionally well and, and at an incredible high level, it's amazing and astonishing to see him just flourish and, grow right before our eyes, and but soon to honestly become a champion and a winner. So yeah, no, definitely shout out to Giannis. Without question, he deserves Finals MVP if the Bucks, do end up winning this series. We'll see what happens in Game 6 on Tuesday. So, definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, he's a special player and and one of a kind. Like the plays he's been making, I honestly don't think there's any other guy in the NBA or very handful of guys in the league that could, even make, close to the same plays that he, we've seen him make in these finals. And
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I was actually I was watching something on YouTube, some YouTube podcast I was watching. Maybe it was like a Chat Sport, shout out to Chat Sport. If you follow them, subscribe to them too, or Microphone, one of them. I forgot which one, but they had a fan ask made like a bold statement or something like that. And the person said that, if Giannis wins the finals, I assume if he wins the finals, he'd be the finals MVP right now, the way he's been playing. They said that, if he wins this finals, he's already one of the top 5 power forwards of all time. You guys agree with that?
Well,
think about it.
Well, so
you had Tim Duncan, you had Kevin Garnett. Who else?
I haven't
really.
There's a lot, man. Like you're talking about Karl Malone, Charles Barkley.
You gotta think
Dirk
about
Nowitzki. Who else you want to put in there? There's still even quite a few that I'd put before Giannis. Right now, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I think it's too soon. Like I said, too early for for someone or for anyone to put him at the top 5, power forwards of all time. Like I'm sure he'll be there, by the end of his, career and stuff. But, as of right now, he still has more, work to do and more to accomplish in his, his career. Like I said, he's just in the beginning of his prime. Like this is just really the beginning of, the best stretch of basketball that we're going to see from him in his career. So, we don't know what that's going to look like yet. So I think it's a little bit too early and too soon to, to put him on that list and to go there yet, but it's certainly a possibility that he could be there when it's all said and done by the time, his career is over. So, we'll see what happens and how the rest of his, career goes moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not gonna put him here. I mean, I think one thing I'm noticing while watching these finals is, I don't know. I just feel as though like Giannis is obviously a one in a generation type of player with his physique and the way he's built and the way he plays, but at the same time, he's not a skilled player to me. Like, am I wrong for saying that? Like, I feel as though sometimes I feel as though
You think so, Vlad? That some of the things he does on the court like aren't skillful or don't consider a lot of skill?
I feel as though it's more athleticism than skill.
I think you're saying he's not a finesse player. Maybe
not just finesse, but like if you look at some of the greatest power forwards, right? Like in sports, they've been able to develop a fadeaway or something, or like
a fadeaway, a hook.
Yeah, a hook.
Or like a mid-range game.
Mid-range, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and sometimes I'm like, or like a post-up. You know what I mean? Like
Kevin Garnett, man.
Yeah,
post moves, right?
Even the big fundamental. You know what I mean? Guys
Tim
like
Duncan,
that.
Yeah, right.
So to me, sometimes I'm like, he gets to the basket and he tries to go to the paint and the paint is busy, and you feel as though he doesn't have another move that he can go to. And that, I don't know, for me, that frustrates me. I'm like, you're such a great player, and I know you're doing great things, and you're scoring 30 points, 40 points, and you're scoring nearly triple doubles, and that's great. I'm not saying you're not a great player. Sometimes I just crave something else. Like, it just reminds me of what the beard, what's his name? James Harden. James Harden was like, he doesn't.
If I was 7 foot and all I had to do was jump and dunk, he got no skill.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he doesn't.
He really came at Giannis like that.
No, James did.
No, James Harden did.
I'm not saying he doesn't have no skills, because he does have the Euro step, and obviously he'll dunk on you, and he'll take 2-step and get to the, you know what I mean, like.
Get into the paint, into the basket. Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't have no skills, but sometimes I wish he could develop an extra piece of his game that would even make him even more of a threat. You know what I mean? And but besides that, I mean, listen, they're up 3-2. Nobody thought they were gonna be up 3-2. They were down. They were down 2-0. Everybody was like, "Yo, Suns in 4."
The Suns and 4 guys. Like,
throwing the 4s up. Yeah.
So you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit. I mean, I'm asking for more, but who am I to ask for more? I didn't play basketball. I'm not an NBA guy. He's the one that's making the big bucks. He's the one that won 2 MVPs. So shit, if it works for him, he might as well keep it up.
And that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we've had Tim Duncan that's won, 5 chips. You had Kevin Garnett that's won 1. You know what I mean? Has won a Defensive Player of the Year, award. And then who else do we got? Robinson?
Robinson? You can throw David Robinson or
David Robinson. David Robinson.
I consider more as a center, but you could put him in the power forward too. He played both, and I think he won at least 3 championships. If
who else we got? Was Charles Barkley a power forward?
Yes, he was, and he didn't.
Okay, he has no chips.
He was,
but
great,
he's one of the
phenomenal player.
He was in players, though,
He was a special player.
I'm not putting Giannis in the top 5, but Giannis already has 2 MVPs. Has a Defensive Player of the Year accolades already. Now is in the finals and is only 26. It's like,
he has a hell of a career ahead of him.
What the hell? He has a hell of a career already, and then ahead of him too. Yeah. It's like this guy might end up somewhere up there, man. So I think, sometimes it's like you got to say stuff before it happens. In the sporting world anyway. Everybody has their bold takes, you know what I mean? It's kind of like Stephen A. Smith saying that what's his name? Donovan Mitchell was the greatest jazz player of all time. It's like, bro, Karl Malone.
Right, John Stockton,
John
like
Stockton?
2 Hall of Famers, right? That made it to multiple championships, even though they didn't win a ring, but they made multiple finals appearances, right?
But guess what? In a few years, if Donovan Mitchell, does, win an MVP or whatever, he's gonna be like, see, I said this back in 2021. I've been saying that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to say shit before it happens sometimes, and I think that's what happens there. But I think it's been one hell of a series, man. I'd like to see it go 7.
Me too.
I'd like to see
I'm
it go
hoping
7.
it does.
I
hope.
Yeah, me too. I wanted the Bucks to win in Phoenix,
and then Phoenix to win.
Phoenix win in
Milwaukee. Yeah.
And then Game 7.
Whoever takes it takes.
It'll be up in the air. Exactly.
Honestly,
anybody, it's up for grabs, right?
Honestly, I don't have a favorite team because I hit D-Book scored 70 on the Celtics, so I've been a hater since.
Damn, because you're still in your feelings about that, Vlad.
I've been a hater since, and
man.
CP3 is a good guy, but sometimes I feel as I don't know, something about him I don't like.
Oh, did you hear what happened? There was like a report on what he said to Patrick Beverley. You know how Patrick Beverley pushed him?
Oh, yeah. He said, I think that to DeMarcus Cousins, and Patrick Beverley heard it. And it was actually on NBA Buzz that posted it and reported on their
shout
platform.
out to NBA Buzz.
Definitely. Big shout out to NBA Buzz.
Apparently, Chris Paul was like, that's why my son has more money in the bank account than you'll ever make, or something like that.
That's
and
crazy.
He's like, you're a bum ass or something like that.
Yeah, he called him a bum ass nigga. You bum ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you're weak. Yeah, my son, you know what I'm saying, already got more bank than than your weak ass. Right.
Yeah,
so,
man.
It was so hilarious that I was like, shit, dang. Like, I know Chris Paul talks a lot of shit, but dang, he really went there with that. That's crazy.
Same thing for the Bucks. Like, I feel as though I hate the Bucks because Chris Middleton always hate some kind of game winner against us.
Oh, I hate him, man.
I hear.
He's so annoying, bro. Like, it pisses me off.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Bro, you suck everywhere else but here.
That's what I'm saying, right? Against every other team, you're trash or like average at best, and then you want to be above average and a great player against us and hit freaking dagger threes and and clutch shots, against us. Like, saying like, who are you to to be doing that consistently to us, but everyone else you can't get any buckets and can't buy a basket. I know, man, it's frustrating and annoying.
That's why I don't have a favorite team, but I'm whoever wins, I'll be happy. I think I've been favoring the Bucks more because I feel as though the Bucks are the underdog, and it's easier to root for the underdog. But whoever wins, I'll be happy, man. It's been a fun finals because no LeBron James, no Steph Curry, no
Kyrie, no KD, none of them dudes, man.
None of the usual,
right.
And it's great.
Exactly,
it's great.
Yeah, it is. It's really good for the NBA and good for their game, for sure. To see
finally
2, small market teams that their superstars stayed, with them through the tough times when the team wasn't that good and they were trash, and they stayed, stuck it out and and were able to get the team better and and get them from being a bottom tier team in the NBA or like a lottery team pretty much. They were at one point all the way to now championship contending team into the NBA finals. Like, it's really good for for the NBA and for this league that we're seeing two teams like that that are competing for an NBA championship, and you're not always seeing all these super teams and all these like marquee like superstars that like try to take the easy way out or take the easy path or ring chase to win a championship. So it's good, like they legit came out the mud, like started from the bottom. Now we're here. Like both of these
Barry's
teams
talking
really
on the here and he's talking behind me too.
Right. Talking on both videos, right? So no,
Both
it's good
monitors.
it's definitely good to see that, like, both of these teams like legit started, you know what I'm saying, from
Right.
being terrible teams and really laughing stocks of the league, and they came all the way up to now possibly, well, obviously one of them is going to be an NBA champion, but to see them both, flourish and have two young superstars, especially that are not even in their prime yet, is definitely a good, sign for the league that the future of the league is in really good hands moving forward.
Absolutely, man. I Devin Booker is actually my favorite player in this series. Outside of Celtics players, Devin Booker has been my favorite player in the league for a little bit now, just because I like his demeanor a lot. You know what I mean? And I heard that stupid ass question the reporter asked him after the game. He lost it. Like, do you feel bad for Chris Paul? Like I didn't fucking lose the game too. Like what? Like you think?
Right, what kind of
like,
question is that? Like, how frustrated you are for Chris right now? And it's like, bro, really? Like, we're in the middle of a final series. We had a tough loss. Like, I lost too. I
lost
was
too,
on the
bro.
court too. Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, he wasn't the only
And
one that played the game. Right.
when I heard that, I'm like, man, they should have the guys from Pro Fan Sports asking these questions after these games, man, because this is
For
some
real.
bullshit.
Straight up.
Like, that's the best
Straight up.
question you could have came up with, man. Yo,
Seriously.
man, subscribe to this damn channel, man, for real. Trying to
For
tell
real.
you,
For real. We've been
we know what
asking
the
better
hell we
questions
talking
in our
about.
interviews, on our guest interviews, than that. Like, come on. Like, they freaking hire you and pay you, you know what I'm saying, to be at these press conferences to ask some dumbass and stupid ass questions like that. Like, shoot,
Right.
you should get
It's
your
crazy.
credentials revoked right on the spot for some dumb shit
Right.
like that.
Give us your credentials. But I think, the finals has definitely been a really good one, like all of us have been saying. And hopefully it goes to game 7, and after that, these guys are gonna go off to Devin Booker and Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. They're going off to the Olympics, to play for the USA basketball. You guys, last question I wanted to ask you, do we win gold this year?
Man, this whole coronavirus, COVID-19 protocol thing. I feel like
Right, Zach LaVine is on the protocol now.
Yeah, it's just
crazy. Another one.
Guys falling off the team left and right. But one thing for sure, though, I forgot who I was talking to. Maybe it was you guys. We need big men because I feel as though Nigeria.
We just got JaVale McGee. Yeah, but listen. I know. A lot of people are like, those are the guys you guys picked. But it's like, yo, the team has all superstars. You need like those guys that just do the dirty work. You know what I mean? That's used to doing the dirty work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
look at what happened the other day.
A role player. You need
Keldon Johnson came in and dropped 15. Everybody's like, what? Keldon Johnson? Like, what the?
Johnson, like, who is he? Right.
Exactly. And he came through and dropped 15, man. So I don't know. I think that was a good move by them because you can't have all superstars on the team because you see it's all ISO out there.
Yeah,
it is. They are running a lot of ISO ball. Absolutely.
No, definitely.
And that ball's not moving.
I think they need more big men though, because I feel as though that's why we lost against Nigeria. And I feel as though like we had a lot of finesse guys, but nobody in the paint. So
yeah.
I mean, it's USA, it's Team USA, so they definitely can win gold medal. Will they? I don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see the first couple of games.
Barry, will they win gold?
Sure. Will they win the gold medal? I mean, I hope so. I feel like, as great and as talented as, and as stacked this team USA is, I feel like the rest of the world has gotten up to them, or at least gotten close enough to them where they can be, competitive and actually, to be able to, win some of these games and, and give them a run for their money. It's certainly been, surprising on how close these games have been. The expedition games that they've been playing so far, and and that the fact that they lost, two of them already lost their first two right out of the gate to teams that everybody thought that they were gonna win. It was certainly shocking. So I think they should be able to win it. I wouldn't shock me if they don't win it. But
What happened to your screen, Vlad? Yeah, go ahead, Barry. We'll let Vlad fix
I
his
was just
screen.
gonna say I'm hoping they they can get gold and and win it all in the Olympics. I'll obviously be certainly rooting for them to do that, but I think that they're certainly gonna have to play a lot better than what they had. They've been playing better lately in the last couple of games and starting to get accustomed to the Olympic play, since it's different than the NBA play in terms of not only the style of play but also how they officiate the game. So I think that we had to get used to used to those things and make those adjustments. But I think certainly they have a really good chance to do so if they're playing at a high level and and playing good team basketball on on both ends of the floor. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing what happens in the Olympics in the in the coming week.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've seen all the games, and I think it's just taking them some adjustments, because guys were out of the game and they're out of game shape already, because it's been a few weeks since guys have been out of the playoffs, so they had to get back into shape and, like you said, learn the rules, over, in the Olympics. It's like, and those little ticky-tacky fouls you get in the NBA, you're not going to get them here, so you better put your grown man pants on and do what you got to do. But I still think they'll
Yeah.
come out with the gold. And hopefully, for Jason Tatum, they come out with the gold. You know what I'm saying? Ime Udoka, Jason Tatum, they're part of this. And, hopefully it's a good summer for USA basketball. And that's going to do it for us again, man. Make sure you're
Right, and they even got
subscribing to this.
another assistant coach too. Will Hardy, he's also part of that staff as well.
Right.
That's also on the Celtics, staffs. I just noticed that the other day because I was watching a highlight of Jason Tatum and Ime Udoka like playing one-on-one, and he was still working on Jason Tatum's post moves, and he was passing. Hardy was passing him the ball. So just wanted to also mention that we have 3 Celtics that are on Team USA and going for the gold medal. So I'm hoping they can get it done and bring back the gold medal home to the U.S.
Yes, sir, and that's gonna be it. Once again, man, sure you're subscribing. Well, men and women, make sure you're subscribing to the channel like we've been harping this whole time. We're gonna come back next week with some more interviews. But in the meantime,
Definitely.
enjoy this right here. And it's been nice talking to y'all. You know what I mean? This was Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Peace out.
And thank you everybody for watching. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the views. Keep on supporting us and subscribe.
Yep, yes, sir. You already know. Have a good week, everyone. See y'all next week, and stay tuned. We got a big time guest coming next week for y'all. So, especially for you Patriot fans out there, y'all should know who it is. So, you'll see when the episode comes out. So, make sure y'all keep locked in and keep tuning in to Pro Fan Sports Podcast every week.